Good afternoon. We're going to deal with that butter crust today. The butter crust is actually going to be for the sweet potato pie. But we have to get this done. I have to leave it out 10 minutes now that it's chilled completely. And we're going to get ready to roll this out to a 12-inch. Amber, what is wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You're fine. Everything's fine. What, your brother's sleeping and he won't play with you? Well, I can't help that. You were nasty the other day. He might not want to play with you. My cat's crying. Don't start with me. I gotta set this oven on. Okay. No, don't start it. Don't start with me. Oh. They say move your oven rack to the middle position. Heat your oven to 375. And you got a temperature somewhere I had to work with. Do make sure that shelf is in the middle. That's very, very important. Oh, I don't care if they leave. Okay, let's get started on this. It's really cold, but that'll keep it flaky, so while we're handling it and shaping it, we won't have to worry about it. Make sure you can move it around, because if you can't, there'll be a problem. It will stick, and you'll need a spatula to get it out. Now they want a 9-inch pie plate. I know a lot of people buy them because they can't do their crust. Believe you me, I understand that. It took me a while to learn. I don't know if you can see it, but you can see the flecks of butter everywhere in it. Two people came on, but I was talking to my cat. He was crying in the front room, and I said, "What are you crying for?" Now they want this in a 12-inch circle. I'm just trying to get more in a round shape so we can measure it. See, if you can move it, it won't stick. That's why they have you put the flour underneath it. I think this is a little over 12. What, a hair? Yeah, just very, very little. I mean, like a 1/16 of an inch or something. That's very, very good. Okay, they want you to roll this very, very carefully. All right, onto the rolling pin. You don't press hard, you're just going to roll it. okay? Pick it up when you roll over it like that. And that way, it'll be easy to unroll and it won't stick to your rolling pin. Now when you do this, you pick up the edge to slide it in like this. Pick it up, or other than that, you'll tear it. And that's not what you want, so pick it up so it can come in. That's where it cracks, because you don't pick it up as you're going to press it. And press it up right against that pie plate. See, here's a spot that wants to crack no matter what I do. Okay. You have to cut some excess off. I only want like a 1/2 inch. You think I'm bad at making pie crust? You should sit there and see me try to frost a cake. My girlfriend says it's easy. I said, yeah, for you it is. Everybody who's a cook will have a problem with something. Mine is frosting a cake. The cake tastes delicious, but my frostings suck. At least I can be honest about it. Some people use kitchen shears to cut. I was taught by my grandmother to use a sharp knife. Just sort of feel your way around. And you wonder why I have Band-Aids in the house. How did I miss that section? I don't know. That's one section. Okay, that's about, yeah, that's just about. All right, they want this crust folded into itself. Now when they tell you to fold into it, it means you're going to pick it up and go underneath it. That's exactly what you're doing, picking it up and going behind it. This will give the support for your crust. Well, mine always fall down anyway. Oh, you finally came down. Your brother was crying for you, Amber. I mean, Taffy, your brother was crying for you. See, when you roll it in on itself like this, it gives more support for the edging. If you have to piece it together, by all means do whatever you have to get it to stand. Mine doesn't always stand, but they look good until I have to bake them. Let's see if there's anything else they want me to do before I start designing this up. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. Back to line, please. About 30 minutes. Okay, we're going to crimp it, as they say. You insist upon cracking there. Okay, now we have to put saran wrap over this. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator for a time. Don't put it on tight. What we're going to do is chill it again because we've handled it to get that butter hard again. So we put it into the oven. It should lock it in very, very nice. They said do not press this hard, just cover it enough and get it in the refrigerator. I will be back. Okay, where can I put you? It's right there. Should do a good job. Don't fall. No, we have to wait 30 minutes. They want that thoroughly chilled. That'll be 3 o'clock. Okay, let's see. Let's see. And hello, everybody. Let's see what we can do with this pie. We have 30 minutes. This crust, we cannot put this whole pie together until that crust is completely cooked and cool. So there might be a part 3 on this, but I'm going to see if we can get the filling going and get some of this going. Now this pie is going to have bourbon in it. Oh, just like that pecan pie. Oh my God, it was delicious. I've had a lot of pecan pies, but that one with the bourbon just, oh my God. It just hit home. Okay. We have to wait. I know we've got to wait 30 minutes for it to chill. $3.75. I got it at $3.75. So what do you want? All right. Well, I can't make that right now, but I'm going to take care of these potatoes. Okay. All right, I bought yams. I bought a whole bag of yams. I'm mashing them up. I'm not going to be using all of this in the pie. I'm going to make rolls out of what's left because I have a potato recipe for rolls. Why can't I use yams? So we're going to in two different directions. So I cooked these yesterday. I didn't want to do it today, so I said I'd do it yesterday, get some of this done. I got the whole wheat crescent rolls. I did not give you the recipe because I did not know if it was going to work, but they came out delicious, so I'm going to make them again and show you how to make sourdough crescent rolls, and they are light and delicious. I didn't think they were going to turn out. I didn't even know if I was going to have rolls for Christmas. I was backing up if I had to make something else. So I'm going to be up, let's see. Yeah, this won't be, I'm going to be up past my bedtime making this. By the way, I hope all of you are ready for Christmas, you know? I don't know if you're ready for Christmas. Okay, let's see. You heard. Oh, you have to talk to you two about that. I'm not really telephone suave on this. Give me a dial phone. I know how to work a rotary. My sons actually had to set up my YouTube for me because I didn't know how to do it. And they were the ones that talked me into doing this. I said, what am I going to show anybody? I don't know. And then I saw these influencers. And then I see these people sitting there promoting things because they're YouTubers. But if you promote something, you have to use it a while and experience it before you can sit there and say something like that. I think they're trying to get around. I think businesses are trying to get around. I'm not going to tell you something. To use it. Unless, well, we've got this ready. Oh, here's my measuring cup. How much of this am I taking? 1 3/4 cups. Okay. So don't you think this would be nice as sweet rolls, yam rolls? I think it would be so different. Amber, why are you carrying on? Taffy's right here. Oh, you're going to start in now. I don't know if you have cats like mine. They're very talkative. When you wake up in the morning, they start yelling at you because I have to feed them before I can do anything. I feed everybody before I feed myself, and half the time I'm eating what you see me making something for dinner. I'm running around snacking on whatever I can find to eat. If I ever sit still long enough, no, I need that. That's not going to cover it. Okay. That should be, yeah, that's it. And the rest of this is going for those potato rolls. Let's see if I can put everything together, and then we just have to wait. I already got those smashed. Add salt, And remaining cup of sugar. I didn't even use the 1/4. Where do you want the 1/4 added? Oh, that's going on the bottom of the crust. Oh, listen, this crust is very unique. I need brown sugar. When we go to make this pie, we're actually putting sugar, sprinkling it on the crust. Okay, we need 1 cup. Okay, this is the 1/4. So we'll take as many of these as I can get. Oh, they are upset today. I don't know what's wrong with my cats. All right. Salt. You need a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I didn't take the measuring spoons out. Okay. This is made much different than anything I've done before, and I've made sweet potato pies, but this one is just so different. I'm going to bring the book over here. I can't believe what they're putting me through. And I read it. I did that. Add salt and remaining cup of sugar and process until smooth. Okay. Why do I have to put it in a food processor? You want it in a food processor? Shoot, frick. I'd rather use a bowl. I just put this whole thing up. I cleaned it from this morning, and I have to do it here. You're welcome. Well, they said they wanted butter. I bet you could have made with the butter. Okay. Okay, you want me to put all this in here? Listen, you can hear me talk to myself while I'm doing this. I'm sorry. Okay, if you insist. Okay. But I already mashed it because I had no way of knowing. Wait till you see the amount of eggs you put in this thing too. With the bourbon. Now when I go to make the buttermilk pie for New Year's, I think I'm going to put a whole wheat crust on it. I want to see how they do it and see how it comes out. Okay, you want all this in here? Okay, I'll put all this in here too, since you don't want it. All right, now what do you want? Process until smooth, about 1 minute. It's already smooth. I would never have thought of using this. Just letting you know, I would never have thought of it. Okay, now we're going to, I don't microwave this way, but I guess I'm going to have to learn. See, I'm just the one that would melt the butter. Why can't I do it? I'd rather do it on the stove. I'm going to do it on the stove. All right, I'm going to do it my way. I like the stove better than the microwave. You need, all right, if you're using your microwave, you're going to add butter, 4 tablespoons, a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, a fourth of a teaspoon of ground nutmeg. Okay, that's what they want you to do in the microwave. I'm going to do it on the stove. That's just me. I have a girlfriend, she cooks everything in the microwave. I said, how can you cook with a microwave? She said, I do it. I said, I don't. I'll warm something up or boil some water if I need to do ironing or something. But I'll run to my trusty old stove. So if you do it in the microwave, it's only going to take like 30 seconds. They say no more than that, but I'm going to be doing it this way, so I'll add my cinnamon half into my butter. You want a half a teaspoon. And I know I have measuring spoons, I just used them, right? Guys, didn't I bring them out? On top of the butter. And nutmeg is a fourth of a teaspoon. Okay, as soon as that butter melts, we'll have to put it in here. Keep these over here. Sour cream. Okay. You need 1 cup of sour cream. I do not know if I have a cup of sour cream. I'm going to work on it. Oh, if this is not a cup, I'm going to have to use something with it. Don't you burn. I thought I bought my sour cream for this week, but I did not. Now I know yogurt is like sour cream. So I'll take the dry yogurt, leave the fluid behind, so I can get away with it. For you people who will go shopping and make this, you need a cup of sour cream, but I'm going to have to use yogurt with mine. because sour cream and yogurt are both sour, so I can get away with it. Just as long as I drain the fluid off of it, I'm fine. It's an old trick I learned from my grandmother. So, we do her old trick. That's a cup. Okay. All right, you want me to add this in? The sour cream, the eggs, the yolk, and the bourbon. About 10 seconds scraping down. Okay. That's the butter and the seasonings. Put that there. This is the sour cream with my yogurt. See, the yogurt that you get in the store is so sweet. It doesn't really have the cultures. They took all the cultures out because this is how yogurt tasted, the one I make at home, just like when my mother introduced me to it, which I didn't like at the time. Okay. Now we're going to need, well, we're going to also have to add 3 large eggs. Let me blend this up because I know that's hot. Just going to blend it to get the butter mixed. I'm going to put 3 eggs in. Plus 2 egg yolks. And remember, when they talk about baking, they're talking about large eggs. They don't say it, but it's understood. Go on, shake, come on. Oh, come off. Okay. And how much bourbon? All right, for the bourbon, we need 2 tablespoons. They say this is optional, but with such a good recipe, you've got to put it in. Now, bourbon and whiskey are just about the same, so you can substitute whiskey for the bourbon, which I'm doing. And vanilla. How much vanilla? We need a teaspoon. By the way, natural extracts are made with vodka. I've bought gallons of vodka to make my extracts. Isn't that funny? People say, you're kidding. No, I'm not. And the guy said, are you having a party? I said, with my extracts, yes. That's why people like using real vanilla instead of the other. Okay? Now, you want me to pulse this or just run this? 10 seconds. Look at that texture. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. You have to admit that is a good texture. We have to blend this all in. so we have an even texture. Okay, your opinion. Doesn't that look like a beautiful texture? Okay, I'm gonna have to put this in a bowl. I'm gonna have to hold it for a bit, so. Is that gonna fit in here? It should. Okay, let me put these eggshells over here, because I use them in the garden. My girlfriend says, why do you clean them, Sandy? I said, so I can dry them and then use the spice blender and grind it up to a powder, because the shells don't break down that easily, whereas when you do it that way, they break down faster. She said, oh, I didn't know that. I said I didn't either, but I kept stepping on the shells when I went out into the yard, and I got tired of it hurting my feet, because I go barefoot a lot. In the summer, I really go barefoot. Oh, this smells delicious. You will not be disappointed. Okay. Oh, God. I'll be right back. We'll get back to that crust in a bit. Don't worry. I haven't forgotten it. Why do I scrape it clean? I learned from people, like my grandmother who lived through the Depression. She sat there and said, we cleaned everything out. We weren't leaving much in the bowl. Today people leave a lot of food back, but she said at that time, there wasn't any money and stuff, so what we grew and everything, we had to make it work. Okay, that's done. We got the egg whites there. Now we're going back. All right, if you want it that way, we'll do it. Okay, you're going to have to put the pie plate on a rimmed baking sheet. Oh, my broiler pan should do just fine. I need foil. Now they're going to tell you, and chefs will tell you, they're going to have to walk this in. That's why I did it like this, and then you pick it up here and you walk to the edge of the bottom. And that way it doesn't have any place to puff up, which is what you're trying to prevent it from doing. Now, if you don't have a pie chain, you can add beans into it. And if your pie doesn't come out right the first time, believe you me, I've made enough mess of pie crust learning. You know, it's like frosting a cake. Some people are really good at it, but I won't buy a pre-made pie crust because I taste the funniness in it, and that's the preservatives in it. The crust has a very funny taste, almost like gum. So I think they're using gum in it. When you eat healthy, you will notice that you don't age as fast. You'll also notice that you'll taste the preservatives they put into the food as you get away from preservatives. When you go to eat it, you sit there and say, I don't want this. This doesn't taste right. Your taste buds actually get better. Okay. So never get so discouraged that you can't do something. You can't do everything in the kitchen. There's some things I can't do. Like I make a cake, I'm going to tell you, look, the frosting's going to look like, but it's going to taste good. That's all I can say about mine. Now they want you to put foil around the edge to keep the crisp edges from burning. So as you can see, we got a lot that we have to do. This is to protect the crust. Could you imagine the women using those wood-burning stoves and not having foil and stuff like this? They had to watch it really careful to make sure that they didn't burn them. Can you imagine what they went through? Okay, now I hope that keeps them from burning. Hope they don't fall apart. Now, how long are we going to leave this in the oven? We're going to cook it for 18 to 25 minutes, and they want rotating the sheet halfway through the baking. So that means in about 12, it's going to bake 12 minutes, then we're going to turn this and bake the other. Because they know closer into the oven it's hotter than towards the door. All right, 12. Oh, that's easy. 13. All right, we have everything going now. So we're going to be baking this for now. If you want to take a break, 12 minutes. I can't stop this, so I'm going to go ahead and clean up, but you have 12 minutes, and we will finish this up. But I have to remember, it's got to cook 12 minutes, then I'm going to rotate it, the back to the front and the front to the back, and do it another 12 minutes. So that will give you about 25 minutes to take a break. Yes, this is all homemade, and you're very welcome about the pie. They are literally, when you bake a crust like this and it doesn't have a filling in it, it's notorious for puffing up and it doesn't sink back down. And then you don't have any room to put the pie inside of it. This is why you put the weights on, to hold it down as long as possible. So when you take it off and you leave it in just a few minutes more, it shouldn't be blown up. I didn't think I had to put beans or weights in it. And the first time I did it, I had to throw the crust out. The crust was like this in the middle, and the edging was there. So it was like a pyramid, but there was no room to put my filling in. That's why we do it, actually, because it will puff up a lot if you don't. So let me go ahead and clean up. We've got 25 minutes. Take 5. I can't. I'm going to have to let this run. Okay, so I'm going to clean my mess up. No, you're good. Have any of you ever tried a buttermilk pie? I have never had that. That's going to be a first for me. God. Okay, put this, and I need this for the sugar to go in there. Let's not turn that thing. Well, we're getting ready to turn it, so let me get you over here. Oh, let me get these out of the way. Okay, now we're cooking. We just have seconds and then we're going to be turning this pie crust. Since a lot of you like to see every step that I go through, I try to do as much as I can. Sometimes it doesn't always work. All right, another 12 minutes. It'll be 25. And I can finish my dishes, which I'm doing right now. All right, let's see. Yes, it's all homemade. Okay. I'll check that. Roll all over the place. Okay. Really? Make up your mind. Okay, we have 3 minutes, and then I'll be taking the crust out, and we will take the stuff off of it, and then we're going to put it back in the oven for approximately another 3 to 6 minutes. So we're almost there. So anybody who's here, I'm letting you know. It does smell delicious, though. Oh, God. That could be addictive in a very bad. They would be very, very bad. And when it gets addictive, you want to make it all the time. 2 minutes. We're getting there. I will tell you, you need another 1/4 of a cup of sugar brown. I'm using light brown. They just say brown sugar, but I thought the dark would be a bit much. I have to make more light brown. Now when I'm done with this crust, they want it to cool for 45 minutes before we add the filling to it. So I'm going to have to close this slide down. I'm not going to have you waiting 45 minutes. That doesn't make sense. But we'll finish this crust till it's done and it's ready to cool. And then we'll just take a break, and I'll be back on a part 3 on it, just letting you know ahead of time. Okay, we're out. Back there, we don't need you yet. Oh, they always fall. I know it. Notorious for it. Oh yeah, mine collapsed. Always does. That's alright, I've grown accustomed to it. It's me. Alright, you're going to put this back in the oven for only about 3-4 minutes. That's it. And that's our last rest period, I guess you would call it. What we're actually doing is just getting that center where we had the weights on to finish up nicely. But it's still a little moist, and I want it a little dry before we get that done. I think there's bread in there to put on. You ate it? Look on the bottom right, behind those.
I don't have crackers.
Oh, if there's crackers, go ahead.
Because I know you have the crackers up there.
Okay. 1 more minute and we'll check it and see how it's doing. I have no idea.
Oh wow, where do you put your crackers?
It should be in the this bag. Underneath all of that should be something there. Because I'm running out of room out of that pantry. I just don't have enough room. Small pantry. What can I say? That's what it is. Okay. I have graham crackers. I don't know if I have any other ones. No more? you don't, you do have graham crackers. I know, I got those.
I'll grab that.
Huh?
I'll grab that.
Okay, we're gonna check it now. Okay, there it is. Now, they want this to cool for 45 minutes, so I'm going to close this down and I will let this cool, and then we'll move forward cooking the pie on the next part, which will have to be part 3. All right, so I'll see you then.